Mouth-watering as a large Dairy Queen Blizzard, chocolate cream pie, or thick calzone shell bursting with mozzarella cheese sounds, I put all these indulgences aside in wholehearted commitment to being a Division I collegiate athlete with a budding career in personal training. I began with purchasing gluten-free alternatives of food whenever possible. Not long after, my younger sister was diagnosed with lactose intolerance, so I joined her in consuming rice and almond-based dairy products. Be that as it may, like any normal human being, the late-night cravings to consume mass amounts of chocolate, ice cream, and other such delicacies eventually overtook me. However, the satisfying, full feeling I expected to experience was immediately replaced by pain and bloated discomfort. Dr. Stephen Preston coins the term Dr. Me, a trend reflecting an increasing interest on the part of consumers to maintain control of their own health and well-being. It is a way of taking health care to self-care. While those professionally diagnosed with celiac disease or lactose intolerance certainly need to make accommodations, many well-intentioned diet alterations to exclude gluten and lactose, such as mine, often result in the development of unintended negative health effects on one's health, unnecessary additional expenses, and even ethical issues within the nutrition profession. Lactose intolerance is a buildup of lactose caused by the inability of the lactase enzyme to bind at the active site. The active site acts like a key or missing puzzle piece that fits perfectly with the shape that the amino acids have created for the substrate. Normally, the lactase enzyme and lactose substrate mesh perfectly together, allowing the enzyme to catalyze a quick breakdown and separation of simple sugars. However, once the active site has been disrupted, the puzzle pieces can no longer unite and a buildup of the lactose substrate ensues. This buildup is manifested in uncomfortable abdominal symptoms such as cramps, diarrhea, nausea, and excessive gas. Gluten is a protein that is essential to any processed food products containing wheat, barley, or rye. The gluten-free diet was originally designed as a restrictive guideline for individuals suffering from celiac disease. This condition is a genetic disorder that affects 1 in 133 Americans. The disease is developed when the consumption of gluten triggers an inherited gluten-intolerant gene, manifesting itself in a host of symptoms including digestive problems, severe skin rashes, anemia, and musculoskeletal issues. The select few whose bodies are intolerant of gluten cannot partake in any gluten-containing versions of traditional processed foods such as pasta, bread, chips, or pretzels. Excluding gluten and lactose from one's diet causes seriously detrimental health issues in the future. Not surprisingly, lactose intolerance usually leads to self-imposed dietary restriction of dairy products, which in turn may have deleterious nutritional consequences in later life. The absence of lactose in one's diet, regardless if the individual is lactose intolerant or not, results in a decreased calcium intake, leading to increased risks of the individual developing osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is characterized by decreased bone mass, heightened fragility of bones, and a consequential lower tolerance for fractures. As ironic as it seems, gradually increasing the intake of lactose on a regular basis actually helps to combat the uncomfortable and often embarrassing symptoms accompanying lactose intolerance. Consuming a solid food with milk or yogurt delays gastric emptying and increases the tolerance of lactose intolerant adults. Research shows that even self-proclaimed lactose-intolerant individuals can meet the daily calcium requirement of 1 glass of milk without reporting a single symptom. One final danger regarding the absence of dairy in a diet is the presence of the food additive carrageenan, a carcinogen that causes inflammatory bowel disease and colorectal cancer. Because this additive is a quick replacement for fat and is highly compatible with milk, it is especially prevalent in low-calorie, lactose-free dairy substitutes, such as almond milk or soy milk. It is estimated that Americans above the age of 2 ingest roughly 10 milligrams of carrageenan on a daily basis. The market for gluten-free products has undeniably begun to boom, flooded with non-celiac consumers believing that the diet is healthier and will aid in weight loss. Recently, a new sector of gluten-free consumers has identified themselves as non-celiac gluten-sensitive. However, this diagnosis is a highly broad medical term that has only developed with the recent onset of demand for gluten-free products. The term could easily be confirmed or dismissed at any point in time. No matter if one has celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, or voluntarily adheres to a gluten-free diet, all will share the accompanying negative health consequences. Studies have shown that the physical side effects of a gluten-free diet may include iron deficiency, malnutrition, anxiety, and depression. Gluten-free foods also tend to be higher in calories since the products require extra fats, sodium, carbohydrates, and sugar to replace the missing gluten. With the increased consumption of more calories and the reparation of the intestines, even individuals eating gluten-free for medical reasons will experience probable weight gain. Regardless of nutritional deficiencies, the market for altered food continues to grow, presenting an ethical issue for dietitians and causing a decline in the pure pursuit of optimal health. The American Dietetic Association has released an ethical code of conduct presenting the guidelines that all dietetic practitioners should adopt to reflect the values, ethics, and responsibilities obligated of them by choosing their profession. However, the majority of gluten-free consumers are largely uneducated or misinformed, making it difficult for dietitians to choose public health over career success. Along with the trend of abandoning ethics for financial gain, the business model of nutrigenomics is born. Nutrigenomics is a developing field of personalized nutritional advice that stresses the importance of making offers to target their customers that seem too good to pass up. Nutritionists face a dilemma, however, when the option most attractive to clients is rooted in extreme misconceptions that are nonetheless extremely popular. Without a doubt, trying to incorporate business models reduces the value of health in a field intended to focus more on the quality of life than bringing in money from unsuspecting consumers. 10 years ago, a world without gluten was seemingly unimaginable. However, today, grocery stores nearly always have at least half an aisle dedicated to gluten-free products. The $10.5 billion gluten-free food and beverage industry has grown 44% from 2011 to 2013, and research and market provider Mintel predicts a 48% market growth from 2013 to 2016 to push the industry to $15.6 billion. Despite the increasing availability of gluten-free choices, these products are also much more expensive than the mainstream versions. On average, gluten-free foods cost 240% more than their gluten-containing counterparts. Conditioning your body to consume only lactose-free and gluten-free foods will inevitably lead to digestive problems down the road with costly solutions. Although medical research has shown that eliminating gluten and lactose does not trim your waistline, the choice to add to the market of such products will certainly trim your wallet. Though the cost of gluten-free and lactose-free products are decreasing with increasing demand, the additional expenses needed to repair nutritional gaps in the diets of these consumers far exceed the costs of naturally pursued health. There's a reason our bodies are naturally attracted to rich chocolate delicacies and oozy, cheesy appetizers. Voluntarily choosing to exclude gluten and lactose from your diet creates serious nutrient deficiencies that will tack on to even more of a hefty grocery bill. Gluten and lactose are intended to be in a human being's diet, especially when no allergen is present. Whether you choose to include dairy and gluten in your daily intake through their more indulgent forms, or you stay true to your healthy diet, it is clear that both these ingredients are essential to maintaining optimal nutrition. Partaking in popular fad diets is not worth the damage done to your bones or immune system further down the road. Only when Americans stop the search for a magical solution to quick weight loss will they be able to reap the benefits of a clean, natural diet and utilize advice from dietitians and nutritionists without fear of compromise of trust.